Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello, dear friends, and welcome to another Divine Lost program. We are delighted to be here under the guidance of the mentor spirits to be of service and to nourish our souls together. So, in gratitude to Kardec for his incredible efforts, we dedicate this program to the celebration of Kardec's very blessed reincarnation, without which you and I, all of us, would not be here. So let us raise our thoughts in gratitude to God, to Master Jesus, and Allan Kardec for bringing the promised consoler to all of us, inviting you and I to utilize our reason to sustain our faith. And it is with this blessed goal in mind that tonight we shall focus our attention on question 952 of the Spirit's Book, the very book that represented the beginning of Spiritism on the earth. What a true blessing. Let us begin then by reading question 952 together. Kardec asks, is it considered suicide for those who die as victims of the abuse of their own passions, which they knew would hasten their end, but which they could no longer resist because habit turned their passion into true physical need? An excellent question on the part of Kardec. Let us learn now with the answer from the illuminated spirits. They answer as follows. It is a moral suicide. Don't you see that they are doubly guilty in such a case? They lack the courage and yield to brutishness. Moreover, they forget about God. So let us think of an example that we can take into consideration of a common circumstance which unfortunately illustrates moral suicide. We were listening to a podcast by Spiritist scholars, and they were the ones who brought this to our attention. They reminded us that currently on the earth, it is very possible for us to have access to virtual scenes of sexual intercourse, that we no longer need the physical presence of someone to necessarily engage in such an act. And it is in this way, in finding this type of stimulation, that many brothers and sisters of ours on the earth engage in the addiction to pornography. As these brothers and sisters of ours, both men and women alike, choose to feed their own passions, they are wasting vitality consciously, because they know that they are making the choice to connect their mental Wi-Fi to this type of stimuli, and thus are producing thought forms that are poisonous to themselves and to others. And as they poison themselves with such living thought forms, dear friends, they are committing indirect suicide. They are not directly shortening their lives, but they are utilizing the creative force and the vitality given to them by God to purposes none other than finding physical pleasure. When we utilize the talents given to us by God only to feed physical sensations, we are, in a sense, wasting vitality, because God has given us vitality to put it to use in benefit of others as well. So this is a unique concept that so far only the Spiritist perspective can help us understand, knowing that we utilize of our vital forces to create living thought forms that impact ourselves and others, show us how addiction to pornography is a form of indirect suicide, or as the spirit mentors say in answer to Kardec's question, it is moral suicide. Is watching pornography or feeding an addiction to pornography the only type of moral suicide? Unfortunately not, dear friends. Any form of addiction, be it gossiping, be it socially drinking, be it an addiction to rage or pessimism, is also a form of moral suicide. Why, we may ask? Because we are wasting vitality given to us for no higher purposes. And when we discarnate, our consciousness will ask us for an account of how we are putting our own vitality to use. So let us, dear friends, give thanks to the physical body. Embrace the cells that sustain us with much love, and every day ask ourselves, how are we utilizing our vitality? Have we been putting our vitality to the service of others? What type of thought forms are we both generating and sharing with others? How can we best contribute to the quality of the vibrational environments of which we are part, both at home, at work, and in our communities? There is no neutral position for you and I, beloved friends, because we are, whether we choose to believe it or not, heirs of the universe, children of God, and thus co-creators with God. In such a position as co-creators, let us direct our co-creative force for the good by asking ourselves once again, how are we contributing vibratorily to the environments of which we are part? What types of thought forms have we been emanating and carrying around with us? And lastly, how have we been utilizing our vitality? Is it to satisfy our own whims and temporary pleasures? Or is it to serve others, the universal family, as well as the family granted to us by God? Let us meditate upon these questions as we continue to raise our thoughts in immense gratitude to Kardec. May God, Master Jesus, our Governor, and Kardec receive our eternal gratitude for the light that their works uphold in our hearts forever and ever. Thank you, dear friends, and we look forward to seeing everyone again right here next week. In the meantime, let us stay tuned to Kardec Radio, because of course we know it right here We are always nourishing our souls. Many blessings, dear friends, and bye for now.